Today we're going to be making our own Jasper Johns inspired abstract art using numbers and value. Start by taking your pencil and writing your name on the back of your paper. Then, in the baggie I gave you, you're going to have a large number and a bunch of really small numbers. We're going to start with the large number, and I'm going to center it in the middle of my paper and trace around it with my pencil. Notice how I'm holding down my paper so that way it doesn't move while I'm tracing it. Then I have my number 7. We all have different numbers. And then I'm going to take my smaller numbers and I'm going to start to trace those as well. I'm going to overlap them on top of my number 7. I'm going to make them go off the edge. And I'm going to do at least one of each number in my picture so that way I can represent each number. I'll end up having 7 twice because I have a large 7 and I'll have a small number 7 as well. Remember to hold the paper down while you're tracing it so it doesn't move. Angle them, flip them upside down, make them go off the page, overlap them, fill up the paper, and think about the composition that you are putting your picture in. Continue to trace all of your numbers and overlap them, make them go off the page until your entire paper is filled up. Once your entire paper is filled up, you're going to take your Sharpies and you're going to start to go over your pencil lines. I'm going to use my normal Sharpie to go over my big number 7 so that way it stands out just a little bit more than the other ones. When we trace the smaller numbers, we will use our skinny Sharpie to do that. This will help give a little bit of emphasis to the large number 7 and make it pop out more once we start adding color. Take your time going over your pencil marks with your Sharpie since we can't erase those. Now that I'm going in with my skinny Sharpie, you'll be able to see the difference on how the numbers stand out from each other. Now that I've got all of my pencil lines traced over in Sharpie, I can go ahead and either erase the pencil lines if I would like to, or I can just leave them there because I'm going to add color over them. I'm going to choose one color to work with, and we're going to do a monochromatic color scheme. Monochromatic means one color, so we're going to use tints, shades, and values of the same color. I chose green because it's my favorite color, and I can use markers, color pencils, and crayons to give me all the different tints, shades, and values of the color. I'm going to start coloring in each section differently. I'm not going to worry about coloring the entire 4 in with my green marker, just the one section that shape creates. The corners and the ends of the 4 that are cut off by a different line, I will fill in with a different value of my marker, colored pencil, or crayon. As I start to use my different materials, my markers, my colored pencils, or my crayons, I can start to see the different values that I can create with my materials. Even though they're all green, I'm getting my lights and my darks. I can press harder or press lighter with my colored pencils or crayons to create lights and darks of a color. I can't do that so much with my marker, but I can still create value with my colored pencils or crayons. You may even notice that in your crayons or colored pencils, you have multiple different tints or tones or shades of the same color. Like I have 2 different green colored pencils, a lighter green and a darker green. I can use both of those and I automatically have a different value or tone or shade to it. I also might have multiple green crayons that I can use as well. Continue coloring with your different values, shades, and tints of your color to make your monochromatic color scheme until you filled up the whole page and each section has its own color. Have fun with it, and I can't wait to see what you do.